Hey guys, and thank you for joining me for blog number 22. I wanted to make this, as you've seen in blog number 21, immediately following 21. I didn't want to get off 21 as a negative point, so I wanted to make 22 in its own blog. So please, I apologize if this is really long and negative, but I really wanted you guys to hear this because I don't know what's going to go on for tomorrow, if I'll be able to just come on here and do this blog or not. But I wanted to do this episode and tell you all about it. Uh, June 10th, which is today that I'm recording this on, 2007, as some of you might remember, was the last episode of The Sopranos. It was the series finale and whatnot. It would also be the last TV show and last time I would actually be able to hang out with my mom. Now, everything I'm about to tell you is for June 11th and what's going to take place on June 11th, 2007, and what's going to take place tomorrow for June 11th, 2013. On the morning of June 11th, 2007, I was basically up really late at night playing video games. I had just finally beaten Super Paper Mario on the Wii, and I was just about to start the new Zelda game when I just realized, you know what, it's late, I gotta get up in the morning. My fiance, who was my girlfriend at the time, was registering for college, and I had to go and meet her. So I basically shut down my Wii, and I went to bed. Now, I woke up that morning thinking of something. I was thinking about doing a documentary. And now, mind you, I'm just giving you everything that happened on that day. So I was thinking about doing a documentary film because, as some of you might know, I do have a bachelor's degree in communications in film and broadcasting. And I was going to do this documentary called The Reason Why Blacks Hate Whites. Plain and simple. Just like it sounds, just like it's supposed to be. It's going to just discuss the ideas and conflicts, or ideals and conflicts of black people and white people. So I was thinking about this that whole morning, just sitting up in bed thinking, you know, maybe if somebody approached this rather than in such a normal way, maybe something could happen out of this. Like not just normal, but coming off of like people from the street, what they really feel, and how everything really is epitomized in everyone's daily life. So I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, wow, this is a great idea, blah, blah, blah. So I go meet my girlfriend at the time, and my fiance, girlfriend, just continuing. Uh, I go meet her, take the train, and we go register her for classes for college. Now, on my way back home, I finished seeing her in the train station. I just basically walk home. Now, mind you, the weekend of June 8th through the 10th, my mom was in bed. As you know, my mom, on May 15th, 2005, suffered a heart attack, a massive heart attack, due to her 24 years of smoking. What basically happened was her arteries clogged up with bacteria and whatever, and clogged her artery to her heart, the main artery it was, and stopped it from beating. And she had a massive heart attack in front of me. Rushed her to the hospital. They put stents in her heart. That's that. Continue with the story. So, my mom that whole weekend was laying in bed saying that she wasn't feeling good. Now, I'm saying to myself, all right, my mom has a history of bronchitis. She has a history of getting ill. She has a history of not working out, not eating right, not eating correctly. I told her, why don't we just go to the emergency room? She told me no constantly. So I get in. That whole weekend, my mom was really like just being her. I don't want to say herself, but being really negative towards everything. My godmother at the time had come down. I say at the time because she passed away last year. Came down to my apartment the day before on the 9th, and well, the night, 2 days before, and spoke to me, saying to me, "What's going on?" So my mom was in bed, and we were just over her, watching her lay in bed sleeping. Had we known it, that my mom was up. So on the 11th, my mom said to me, "You hate me. You hate me." I go, "I don't hate you." "No, Frankie, you hate me." So I explained to her, "No, I don't hate you. It's how everything is so difficult that I'm under a lot of stress right now, and I just want to graduate college, and I just want to get everything out and done with so I can get a job and start, supporting myself." So she laid in bed. Now, my sister was out already. I don't know what she was doing, but I decided on coming back into my room. It didn't look like this. It looked much, much worse. I was laying in bed, and I fell asleep. And what happened was that I fell asleep for a good hour and a half. During that time, my sister had come home, got ready. Now, my sister used to work across the street from me in this supermarket. My sister's getting ready. Her shift was supposed to start at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. As she's getting ready, she says, "Mom, I'm getting ready. I'm going to go." She goes, "Mom, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to go." So Mom gets out of bed, gets up and tries to turn off the light, and just falls right back onto the bed. Completely just onto the bed. Now, remind you, in previous episodes I have stated that my mom had epilepsy. She had epileptic seizures. It was frequent that me and my sister used to see growing up seizures in front of us. So my sister goes, "Mom, Mom, Mom," and she thinks like, she's playing around or something. She goes up to her. Now I'm asleep, remind you. And she's screaming, "Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong?" So my sister screams and screams and tells me to wake up. Now she gets me, wakes me up, brings me into the other room, and I'm like, "Mom, Mom, Mom," screaming. Now remind you, it's so early in the morning that there's nobody in the building. Everybody, like, we live in an 8-family building, okay? The entire building is completely empty. It's just me, my mom, and my sister, and it's a Monday morning. What occurs next? Well, my sister starts crying, crying, crying. We were told to put cold compress on my mom's head for when she has a seizure to see if she's coming out, like to make them come out of a seizure. Wasn't working. It's going on and on. Now, my mom, mind you, is basically in her underwear. So my sister goes, "Frank, something's going to go on. You got to get in touch with someone." So I go, "Look, go upstairs, see if you can knock on my godmother's door, see if, she can come down." She wasn't home. Nobody was in the entire building. We didn't know what to do. My sister says, "Frank, something's got to happen." So I picked up the phone and I called 911. So as this is going on and I'm talking to the operator, my sister's crying and crying and crying. I get off the phone with the operator from 911. My sister, I said, "Just open up the door so the EMTs can come in." And we waited. Now, my house is just 4 blocks away from a hospital. It took an ambulance 15 minutes to get to my house. During those 15 minutes, I was putting on pants on my mom. Okay? Trying to wipe her like the water off of her forehead. And during that entire time, as I'm doing that, I'm listening to her, and I could hear this actual come out of her. Just a sound. EMTs come in 15 minutes later, and at that time, as they're coming in, my fiance, girlfriend at the time, calls up, and my sister's on the phone with her. And the EMTs come in, set up their stuff, and they look at my mom on the bed, and they're going, "Sir, there's nothing we can do." I go, "What do you mean?" "Sir, your mom's passed on, sir. I'm sorry to tell you that." I was like, "How? Can't you just use the shock, you know, can't you just do something?" Now I'm mumbling with my words. I don't know. Can't you do CPR? They go, "Sir, your mom's dead. There's nothing we can do." "How could you do this?" "Sir, I'm taking a pulse right now. Like he actually reached her, and it's nothing there, Frank. Well, he didn't call me Frank, but there's nothing there. And when he said that, my sister gave out this blood curdling scream, and she's on the phone with my fiance at the time, and she's trying to console her that basically my fiance, who was my girlfriend at the time, heard when they pronounced my mom dead. And my sister was screaming, "She's dead! She's dead!" Basically, what happened was that my mom's blood had been, well, she's been dead for so long that the blood was dying because there was no oxygen going to her, and her lips started turning purple. And when that happens, that's when they know that there's no life, there's no nothing. So I witnessed my mom die in front of me, and my sister did too. Tomorrow's her 6-year anniversary, and I just thought that maybe this episode, even though it's now past 11 minutes, might have just told you a little bit more about myself. I don't know what's going to go on for tomorrow, but when I come back with blog number 23, I'll tell you how everything was. Later, guys.